91.7 WEEM. You welcome me here to this segment of the Arabian Sports Network's Inside the Playbook. I'm your host, Liam Davis. Joining along with me is
Benson Davis.
And for you guys today, we have two truths and a lie. Me and Benson are going to be talking about some sports trivia, kind of whatever you want to call it. But the segment for today is two truths and a lie. Benson, do you kind of want to go ahead and get into your two truths and a lie?
Yeah. So, Mr. Martin, if you'll hand me my piece of paper. So we have not looked at each other's at all beforehand. We've hidden these in the studio from each other. Do not open. So round one, we've got 2 rounds here. So I'm going to go ahead and start, Liam. So Dwight Howard holds the record for the most missed free throws ever. Every NBA player named TJ has played for the Pacers. And the Detroit Pistons were originally the Fort Wayne Pistons.
Okay, so I'm 90% sure Dwight Howard's is true because he's not a good free throw shooter. And I'm pretty sure I've seen a stat where he's missed the most free throws of all time. I don't think any NBA team's been in Fort Wayne except for the Fort Wayne Ants, which is the Pacers G League team. But then the TJ one, I feel like that's too specific to not be a lie.
I wouldn't be creative enough to make that up.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But you are a creative person.
Aww.
But I feel like I don't think anybody is that creative to say every single person named TJ in the NBA has played for the Pacers. Because I know TJ Warren, TJ McConnell, and whatever TJs there are. I'm gonna have to go with the Pistons being in Fort Wayne. I don't think that they were ever in Fort Wayne.
Do I wait to reveal it till after you're done? Or should I go now?
You can do it now.
Okay. You were incorrect.
Oh.
So the Detroit Pistons were originally the Fort Wayne Pistons. Of course, I don't know if they're an NBA team, right? But the same franchise, when they did all the mergers and stuff, it still followed the timeline. They found it as the Fort Wayne Pistons, which is pretty cool. The incorrect one was actually Dwight Howard holding the most missed free throws. It's actually Wilt Chamberlain. Howard has missed 4,094. Wilt Chamberlain missed 5,805. So missed a lot more.
I could have sworn Dwight Howard missed the most.
Well, I like your reasoning, and I thought that was a pretty good lie. So I'm happy that I fooled you.
Those were really good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into mine here.
Let's go.
All right. Option number 1. Golf is the only sport that has been played on the moon. Prairie View A&M's football team, they're just in March Madness for basketball, but their football team holds the longest losing streak of all time in any sport with 80 straight games lost.
Okay.
And the Chicago Bulls only had 2 3-game losing streaks during their championship seasons between 1990 to 1998.
So I know that third one is true for a fact. Man, I think right now, so that one's out. And then your second one about, I just have nothing about that team. They're a 16 seed in the tournament.
This is their football team. It's the football
team. I know, but
yeah.
Yeah. Have they not played, obviously hypothetical, I'm thinking to myself, but I really feel like they haven't played baseball on the moon. Have they played baseball on the moon would be the only other thing, is because golf is the only sport played. I feel like it'd be incredible if you made up that second one. I'm going to say they played baseball on the moon. I think that first one's a lie.
Okay, I kind of did what you did. My lie was the Chicago Bulls.
Are you serious?
They had 0 3-game losing streaks during 1990 to 1998.
And you said they had 2?
In their championship seasons. Yeah, I said that they only had 2. They didn't have any.
Oh.
Prairie View A&M's football team holds the longest losing streak with 80 straight games. That was in between the years 1989 to 1998. And then golf was the only sport played on the moon.
Okay, so we both kind of went the same strategy there, where we just kind of took a real stat and then swapped it with a different number, a different person. So, okay. Yeah. We're both 1-1. We both fooled each other once. So, round 2.
Do you want me to do mine? And then
I'll go ahead and go just to keep the order.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom Brady was drafted by the Montreal Expos as a catcher. The Cincinnati Bengals hold the lowest all-time regular season winning percentage. And the Indianapolis Colts held the record for the longest winning streak in NFL history at 23 games.
Ooh. Oh. I know Tom Brady went to go play football in Michigan, but it's if he got drafted out of high school to be a catcher in baseball. The Bengals, that one kind of does sound true, but they haven't been around for very long, I don't think. And then the Colts, I don't even know when that could have been, that they could have won 23 straight games.
And I said all-time lowest winning percentage, so not all-time games.
Yeah.
So whether or not they've been around for a while,
yeah.
It would just be percentage.
Yeah. I feel like I should know the Tom Brady one, but I don't.
Being a baseball player and all.
Yeah.
Mr. Liam.
I think he did get drafted out of high school to play baseball, but he went to Michigan to play football. But I don't know, because like he was 7th-string quarterback on Michigan. So
7th string?
Yeah. So
Are you serious?
I don't know why he'd go to play
Wow.
football if he got drafted out of high school. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to say the lie is the Tom Brady one. I don't think he got drafted to the MLB.
Okay. You were incorrect.
Oh my,
He was
again?
drafted, and
He
so
was?
yeah, it was a big deal when he retired, because it was like he was the last, because they still had the rights to him. So it was like he was the last player on the Expos to retire, because obviously the Montreal Expos aren't around anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not a team. I kind of did a similar thing I did last time. It's actually the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who have the lowest win percentage ever.
That makes sense.
Their all-time record is 326 wins, 466 losses, and 1 tie, which is interesting because they've won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So it's like they still have the lowest, but they still won a Super Bowl. And the Colts, they did hold that. It was from 06, or it was like that Super Bowl season or whatever, into like 08, I think. Or maybe it was Mr. Martin, you might know better, our cameraman over here. I believe it was sometime in those late 2000s, but I know it's true because obviously these are all true facts. So,
Yeah.
All right, Liam.
So that was a good one.
Thank you. 2-1, me. So let's see if I can get the win here. Try to guess your.
All right. I think you're going to get mine, but this is also really hard.
Okay.
First option, Utah Jazz guard John Stockton. He's the NBA's all-time assist leader. He is the silhouette of the NBA logo. Number 2, the average golf ball has 336 dimples on it. Number 3, there are exactly 108 stitches on a baseball.
Sorry, Jerry West is the NBA logo. That first one's a lie.
Yeah, I figured you'd get that.
If you would have like stopped, or if you would have, yeah, I think you added too much detail, and obviously Jerry West being the logo is a gimme.
Yeah, I thought you would have like skipped past that because like the golf ball and the baseball one
are all like crazy.
Yeah,
those are
like,
crazy stats.
Yeah,
and he is the all-time assist leader. I thought it was Chris Paul, but John Stockton still has like a lot on him.
Yeah,
so
I thought I could have gotten away with the John Stockton one because not very many people know that Jerry West is a silhouette of the logo.
Which is interesting because he was like 1-9 in the NBA finals.
Yeah.
He lost like 8 times in the finals, and he's like considered like one of the greatest ever, which I mean, whatever, but
yeah. But back then also, I mean, he did win finals MVP when his team lost.
that is he's the only player to ever do it. So,
yeah.
I mean, he was an incredible player, don't get me wrong, but I guess, we can't all be winners. I won today.
Yeah.
2-1.
Benson's just the greatest Davis.
I'm the greatest Davis
Yeah.
as of today. Next time maybe we'll go back and forth, see who remains the greatest Davis, or if you can overtake me.
Yeah. And on that note, that will be the end of our segment there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, stay tuned for any more segments coming up That was the ASN's Inside the Playbook. I was Liam Davis, and I was joined here with
Benson Davis.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys stay tuned in for the rest of Inside the Playbook.
Thank you, underwriters.
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 91.7 WEEN. We welcome you back here to Inside the Playbook. I'm your host, Zion Palmieri, joined here with
Benson Davis.
Now, Benson, we're here and we're going to blind rank jerseys, uniforms, sports attire. I've been told you've got some niche stuff for me. So how do you feel ahead of the blind rank?
You know, I'm pretty confident. I think I'm going to mess you up a little bit. I've got a good mix of good and bad. So hopefully it gets you either choosing one that's like you think is going to be the best or think is going to be the worst and there's something worse or better. So I think my list will be pretty good, though.
I don't think I'm a historically great at blind ranking things, so I guess they can comment below and see who won this.
For sure.
But you're going to go first in blind rank. So to start you off, number one, I've got the Philly blue and gold City Connect jerseys. What do you think?
Ooh.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, you've got the big text across the front, though.
Mhm.
It says Philly. I like that. I really like this uniform. Man. I really like this. I don't know. I don't know if you're trying to make it weird or...
You could take that one in a lot of different ways. You know, someone could say this is the worst jersey ever, and they could also be like, I really like this.
I think I'm going to go safe. I'm going to go 3.
3? Fair.
Yeah, I think it's... I probably could have gone 2, but I'm thinking you're going to put some better ones on there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So,
All right, well, we'll move next to the Broncos brown and yellow. I didn't know this one existed, and it might be the ugliest jersey in the world.
I didn't know this existed
It's
either.
so bad.
These throwbacks are terrible.
Yeah. Who was like, oh, yeah, Broncos, brown and yellow.
So I see a picture of it. It says 2022, it looks like. Does that... I think I got to go 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the mustard yellow, almost brown.
There's a reason I've never
That's
seen that
disgusting.
jersey, you know?
I'm going to go 5. I don't
Yeah.
think I can get worse than that.
Bad memories.
5.
5. After that, we've got the yellow and blue Rays throwback jerseys. Another one I didn't know existed.
Oh, wait. I have the wrong one popped up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I found the Rays one.
Sorry, I might
I kind
have
of spoiled
skipped
the
order
next
there.
one, but no. This is really fire.
This one? Fair enough.
I kind of like this.
It's got a nice mix. The Rays have a good color scheme, and usually it's not that like pastel.
I don't like
but
the
they made it
hat.
pastel.
Yeah, I don't like the hat. That's the only thing. I don't think it matches. I'm gonna go 2 here though. Honestly,
2.
I know it's kind of surprising. I like the blue and yellow.
Yeah, you're
At
leaving
least
open
here.
1 and 4.
Yeah,
So you better hope these next 2 are good. But you did cheat.
a
The
little
next
bit.
one is the UNC powder
Yeah,
blues.
that's 1.
1?
Yeah.
Really? That
Yeah,
good?
I do think so.
Okay. Well,
I think this is that powder blue. The Chargers did a similar thing. I think it's just clean. It's
iconic.
it
That's
is.
hard. That's hard to beat. And then finally,
what's my number 4? Okay,
you're okay with the Orlando Magic 90s
those are
black
pretty
uniforms?
sick.
Yeah.
I think that's putting the Rays above that though is kind of tough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think you've got a great list.
I should've
Switch the
swapped
2.
them. I should put this
Switch
at
the 2
4.
and the 4.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Not a bad
Dang.
list though.
No, I'm happy with that. I think I started off strong with those first 2. I think, yeah, like you said, the Rays screwed me up. I should have gone 4 there. I don't know what I was thinking, but
While
thought
we're,
you'd have something terrible at the end.
while we're talking about Philly, because you put them in the 3, do you think the P on their hat stands for Philadelphia or Phillies? I saw this online and no one has an answer.
It's got to stand for the Phillies,
Yeah.
right?
The only other argument was Boston has a B, and it stands for Boston because they're the Red Sox. No other B in there.
Yeah.
But Philly is only P.
But I guess
so
it's like,
it's an unsolved mystery. We'll never know.
I have to think about that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm up next for my blind rank 5. Benson, what do I got started with?
All right. The first one, you should have the Packers Bumblebee throwback.
Yeah. Historic bad jersey. I think the only other one off the top of my head that's kind of like a historic bad one is the Steelers like jail jerseys.
Yeah.
But this is pretty terrible. I know it's historic and whatever, but I think you're gonna give me something worse, so that's why I'm gonna put it at 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing that gets me is like while there is yellow, the dark blue, I don't see this and think Packers. You know? Maybe back in when did the Packers start? The 40s?
Yeah,
Earlier
they've
than
been around
that,
for
like,
forever.
so
This
long.
is I think this is a 40s throwback. 40s or 60s.
All right, well, got the Packers at the 4. After that, looks like we've got the Golden Kings jersey.
This is the 2005 to 2006. This is their gold alternates. Again, I say 05 to 06. That was only 1 year because people probably didn't like this. I mean, again, I'm not going to sway you either direction, but what do you think?
This looks like something your friend gets you at Goodwill, and it's like, I'm not wearing this.
Yeah, these are like uniforms for like those like AAU teams, you know, that like these are
This is so ugly. But here's why I'm going to reason it at the 3, okay?
okay, 3.
It was used for 1 year in the 90s. This is you see this jersey, you're like, that was the 90s. 1,000 times over, you know? So I think it was a piece for its time, and it was a monument in history, and
Sure.
I'm glad we're never going to see it ever again.
Okay, fair.
That's why I'll put it at the 3. After that, at the 4, what do I got, Benson?
Should be the White Sox
Or I guess my third thing.
City Connect, is that right?
Yes, the City Connect Southside jerseys. These are clean. I like them. They kind of look just like the Magic jerseys I gave you.
Very similar with the pinstripes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you did the Phillies Connect.
Mm-hmm.
I did the White Sox Connect. Kind of cool. We both did that. But what do you think?
I think the City Connect is one of the best things to come to baseball. Just because who doesn't like fun jerseys? And these ones are good. These ones are some of the better City Connects. That's why I'm going to put them at the 2. But I do leave open my 1 and my 5. That might be a problem.
So 1 and 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll lock in South Side at the 2.
At the 2.
And then after that, it looks like we've got the throwback Pacers. What do you even call this?
These are the classic Pacers pinstripes.
Mhm.
You know, 90s, early 2000s, Reggie Miller era, iconic.
Mhm.
But you know, some people love them, some people hate them. So I think it's will be interesting to see how you go here. You got 1 or 5 open, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I personally am not a fan of this jersey. It's
Really?
iconic. I get that. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not a big Indiana guy. But I do see its iconicness with Reggie Miller and all that. And I feel like there'll be riots if I don't put it at 1. So I'm going to for the culture.
Okay.
You know, this isn't my list. It's the culture's list.
Okay. I think
Okay.
you got a pretty good list here, though, so
Yeah.
far. Let's see if number 5.
I would put this like in a perfect world. I think I'd put this at 3.
Okay.
You know, keeping all the other ones out of the picture, like the 90s Kings one is definitely worse than this. But yeah, I don't know. We'll put that at the 1. And then my final number 5 will be the all red Texans jerseys. These are new.
These are their battle red uniforms. I don't actually know when these debuted, but it was pretty recently. And really, you got the red uniforms, but the red helmets is really what stands out about these. Is the whole thing is all red. You know, you don't usually say it. You usually see a helmet that's a different color, but this is completely red.
Yeah.
Kind of like the powder blue almost.
Yeah,
but-
it's making me think of like the color rush era of the
Mm.
NFL because it's all the one color. I'm sad to put it at the 5 because definitely the Packers and the 90s Kings jerseys are so much worse than this. This is another one that's like, it's a mid-tier jersey. It's not bad. You know, if I went to a game and I found out they're wearing this, I'll be like, oh, I
Yeah,
can say I
they're
did
cool.
that. Yeah.
They're cool.
So you definitely won this.
Okay, I'll take a win when I can get one.
Yeah. Well, good job, Benson. Give me some fun jersey picks there.
Yeah, I tried to throw you off. I'm very surprised you didn't like the pinstripes Pacers. Like that's one of my favorite uniforms probably ever. I like pinstripes though, but
I understand it. I understand why it's kind of like timeless in that fashion. Do you want to bring it back for a little bit?
I think the new city jerseys with the paint splatter, with all due respect, I hate those.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of people I think the font is like, it looks cheap. It looks like I don't know. It just doesn't look clean. And I just don't like the paint splatter look. And the uniforms and the shorts, I don't love it.
That's
and
a
what I've been
rare
rocking with.
take.
Really?
Especially around here, I feel like I like it because it embodies the new era Pacers. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's kind of what I associate that.
But why
with
does the
now.
new era have to be ugly and splattered?
That's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
Well,
Fairs.
congrats on your win, Benson, and thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more on the Arabian Sports Network's Inside the Playbook.
I really wish I could listen to 91.7 WEM right now, but I'm not in my car.
Don't worry, we have an app. Download 91.7 WEEM on Android and iOS.
All you need to do is go to the App Store, type in the search 917 WEEM, and then hit download.
It's free. Now you can listen to best hits on your phone.
.917 WEEM. Welcome to this topic of ASN's Inside the Playbook. I'm Colton and I'm joined by
Benson Davis.
Zion Palmieri.
in today's topic, NFL conspiracy theories. Anyone got one to start us off?
Well, I think obviously the biggest one and the one that always comes up almost every year is NFL games being scripted, even more so the Super Bowl. Like we saw a lot of things with the Super Bowl graphic this year where they had Sam Darnold and Drake May way out front towards the stadium. And people are like, oh my gosh, like they predicted it. And you see a lot of that every year. You know, you had like the different colors and the colors logo and those, I'm like, that might be a little dramatic. I think there's moments we'll get into later. I think the whole logo thing and the graphics, it's a little, you know, far stretched, but you definitely get some of that every single season.
Yeah, I think we as a society need to move past that. I feel like every year someone makes a crazy play or some QB goes down and you see a meme and it was like, Jaden Daniels reading his script for this season. And it's like, guys, there's no script writers. This was at one time it popped up like a big conspiracy about it. Like you remember that? It was like a year or two ago. It was like real bad. And that were all the jokes at the time. I don't know what led to that, but like there is no script. At least I don't think so. Let's get some concrete evidence from Goodell and move on.
Love it.
Yeah. It's along with the Super Bowl logos. They decided years in advance as well, though, and also they made it reflect the city. Like they're not made to reflect the teams.
Right. It even if it was, it's just how hard it would be to predict. And players going down, you can't really script that. You know, so if you had, let's say you had it scripted that the team was supposed to win, somebody doesn't follow the script and they injure somebody, and then it's like, oh, it's over. So I think it's highly, actually, I almost guarantee it'd be impossible to script that far in advance. But I think there's certainly moments that you're kind of like, the refs definitely, or the NFL wanted games to go a certain direction. And I don't think many people like disagree with that, you know. But I don't know.
For scripting injuries would also just be highly this is not unethical, but it's always the word I'm thinking of. Just
Ethical doesn't matter when there's money involved. You got to think about that.
Wow.
It's a business for these people.
Yeah.
But
Goodell has, you know, those deep ties to Vegas. And so a lot of people are always like, it's a $1 billion industry, the whole betting thing. So
one of my favorite times of year as a football fan is when the draft comes and he goes to announce the first pick and then there's 10 seconds of booing Goodell. It's hilarious. I got nothing wrong with the guy. I mean, he's whatever, okay commissioner, but it's really funny. But it's very unethical if it was true. But I think you see in all these other sports of like, you know, we're in March Madness right now. Sports are crazy. Sports is where wild things happen, and the NFL is included in that. And I think people got to realize, like, you know, this isn't scripted. Sports are just this crazy. Games will end on, you know, a crazy play, a crazy interception, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not down with the whole script thing, but I there are so many moments where I'm just like, they were certainly told at a certain point, call it this way. If it does go 50-50 or we want it, you know, turn out a certain way. And I think the most, and I have it written down here, the one that instantly came to my mind was that NFC Championship game, Rams versus Saints. This is January 20th, 2019, NFC Championship game. And there was that just egregious no call on the pass interference. And so the theory is that the Rams, being this LA-based team at the time, you know, they moved from St. Louis to LA, and they've got this hot shot, you know, new young coach Sean McVay. So like, and New Orleans is a smaller market for sure. the Saints small market team. So it's like it came down to the wire, and so the refs started to call things a certain way to try to get the Rams to win this game. It did go into overtime, and that obviously took. I'm not saying that part was scripted. I'm just saying I feel like there's a high likelihood the refs did what they could to get them there, and then hopefully get the result. Rams the Super Bowl. But that's just my personal. That call was just so egregious. That no call. I never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that call was terrible. I agree with that in the sense that like sometimes refs will do what they want, and definitely New York might be in their ear the Saturday before and saying, hey, LA is the big market here. No one cares about New Orleans. But I don't know. I think it's so hard. 3 of us are in this room right now. There's a chance one of us can become a referee or an umpire or anything like that. So hard to grow up non-biased because we all have our favorite teams and stuff. So it's hard to get those guys all the way through certified in that process and them not have any bias whatsoever because we're humans. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone in the ear of those referees and they're like, this is the big market. This is where the money's to be made.
And of course, this could always just be coincidence, but a 538 analysis, which is like a statistician thing. I think it has something to do with ESPN, but they showed that LA teams got 12% fewer penalties in road games, which is that is a stat that you're like, you look at that and you say, what's going on there? Because penalties happen, I guess, and part of that could just be, are the LA teams better? And they were good that year, but it is a little suspicious, and it kind of maybe again it's a coincidence, but definitely something to take note of.
I feel like there's a lot more team favoritism as well, like with the Chiefs in 2020, just like soft calls on Patrick Mahomes as well. Any other examples of that you guys got?
I guess before the Chiefs, it was being a Colts guy. I always thought the Pats were rigging things, and of course Zion over here being a Patriots fan probably disagrees. But similar thing with the Patriots, you've got, and then even some people think it was the other way, that the NFL was trying to dethrone the Patriots. Like, okay, Tom Brady era, we need to move on eventually. Like, he's going to retire. So they did the things like with Spygate and Deflategate. Like, those were like, the theory is that those were like prompted by the NFL to try to get the NFL to move on, get fans to move on from the Patriots and get the next generation in. And it was, you look at it, it goes right from Tom Brady 2019 right into Patrick Mahomes era. And then he goes and wins all these Super Bowls. Like, it is pretty remarkable that you have the quarterback, and then immediately you have the quarterback of the future, if you know what I mean. Like, NFL immediately gets their cover boy back to back.
Yeah, like when LeBron retires, if someone pops out of if like Wemby has an MVP season right there, people are going to be turning heads, and that's what happened with New England. And I also, it kind of all, at the end of the day, it comes back to the commissioner, comes back to what the league wants and money, because I think definitely like, when it comes to the Patriots, Deflategate happens. I think Tom Brady only got a 4-game suspension next year. I could be wrong. There's probably a lot of money here nor there. But, like, if that's their star guy, they're not going to get him out for a year. They're not going to take his salary total. That's their star guy. They're the ones that get to choose the penalties and what's invoked upon these people. So, like, if that's their star boy, if Mahomes gets in trouble this offseason for something, he's probably going to get a lighter slap on the wrist than some random receiver for the Browns.
It's a good point.
I feel like along with that, some of the proof in 2020, they found big market teams got 10 to 15% fewer flags per game as well.
Definitely interesting. Again, those big market teams, I guess you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as that's got to be evidence of refs doing it a certain way, and maybe that's partially true, but big market teams have more money. They're usually better teams, just in general. And you have outlier seasons, but these Dallas is always decent, every single year, and they just have so much money and they've been bad, but like not nearly as bad as some of these other smaller market teams.
Like another thing, like a more funnier theory that popped up to me, the Pope Seahawk theory, because every time a new Pope is elected, Seahawks, they make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and in every single other time a Pope was elected, besides this year, Seahawks had the exact same score, and they both won the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure it was 13-2. I don't have it written down here, but it was 13 wins and like a single digit in losses, and they all made it to the Super Bowl.
You're saying same record?
Yeah,
every
same
other year?
Yeah, same record like anytime a pope is elected besides this year.
I don't even know if it's a theory because it happened again this year.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hold you to your word here. That Super Bowl logo theory was true for like 5 years, until it wasn't, of course. But now it's the whole Seahawks thing. So we'll see how long. What's the current Pope's name?
Benedict Arnold.
Boom, he's on it.
Is that true? All right.
Pretty sure it's, Pope. He's from
Chicago guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a Bears
Surprised
fan.
that he didn't bless the Bears to win this year.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I'm just I don't know. I mean, you can point out 1,000 stats and be like, look at this. Here's a pattern. So we'll have to wait until the pattern breaks.
I guess at the end of the day, you've got a lot of these theories circulating, and like you said, Zion, there's a lot of patterns, and I think that's what sports are in these conspiracy theories. It's just a lot of patterns, and then we refuse to acknowledge when the pattern breaks for the sake of,
Clicks.
for the sake of and believing our own theories and stuff. So I think at the end of the day, sports are way too unpredictable to even try to script, and even when refs, like I do think at times they call things a certain way, even at those times, like if it's a blowout, it's a blowout. Or if a team is better, they're probably going to win, because there's review now, there's challenges now. It seems like if the NFL really wanted to script things, wouldn't they not want to have challenges, But they have been encouraging challenges, and even, NBA is now doing challenges, and it's just, seems like they're trying to make things more fair and, less likely for a ref to determine the outcome of a big game.
It's like even then, like some refs, like it's been so like they've been caught like betting for the game, so they've been reffing it so that way their bet wins. Which like, because sports is also really big on betting as well. So like, it's not like guaranteed that all refs aren't gonna at least want to try and have their bet win, make a little bit extra money. Some of them don't get caught, but most of them do get caught. Or at least I hope most of them get caught.
And that's why they make the punishment so big. Lifetime bans. You saw the Trailblazers coach. You saw the Raptors guy. I don't know the names of those, but they pop up in headlines, and it's like you can do whatever you want in the sports. You can go to jail and come back just fine, but if you gamble, you're out forever, and that's kind of always been the standard for sports leagues, and I think it's why they want to discourage that as much as possible.
Yeah,
smart. That's the way it should be. But I think at the end of the day, this kind of all, I mean, maybe this is just my brain. I feel like it all comes back on sports reporting. When the Super Bowl gets picked and I open Instagram and I hear that Pope stat, I don't care. Like, they're just pointing out patterns, I think. And, like, it is interesting to note. Maybe it's a fun thing for a broadcaster to throw out or someone to throw out once. I think sports reporting is in a not great place with social media and this, that, and the other thing, because it's just focused on what's going to get the most attention. And sometimes that's bad stories or stupid patterns.
Definitely. I agree with that a lot, because like once the pattern breaks, surprisingly, no one talked about that theory.
Right.
Once that pattern breaks, they only want to talk about the pattern when it benefits
That's
them.
a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Theories are fun to talk about with people. Sometimes the conversation started if it's not anything bad, but other times it's just kind of annoying in my opinion. It's like people online, it's like Super Bowl scripted. Again, it's hard to script stuff like that, because like if you just script it, I feel, because Super Bowl, like that's a big title right there. If you just script a big title, like what be like some sports are scripted, sadly, at least I think that they are, but that doesn't mean that all of them are scripted. So I feel like with sports, it just really depends. Like, would it be reasonable to script this? Because like, I feel like if they script it, would everyone not get an equal share? Because like, if they wanted to keep Tom Brady as the cover boy, then when he went to the Bucks had all right seasons, but they only won one Super Bowl when they had Brady. Again, they didn't have him for that long, but still.
The dude was 45 though.
Yeah,
he was on his way out, and he still won a Super Bowl. He's the GOAT.
He could win an MVP tomorrow.
Come back to the Raiders, Tom Brady.
What do you think? First of all, what leagues do you think are scripted?
That was interesting.
WWE.
WWE, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fact, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
I can't get into a like very publicly scripted sport.
Well, you had like John Cena's like last match. It was, everyone knew it was, he designed it so that he would lose because that's the way he wanted to go out.
Pass the torch.
I don't think that's really scripted though, as much as that's, I mean, it's scripted, but it's not scripted in the sense that it tries to pass off as legit.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little different. But besides for that, yeah, I can't think of like a major league that I think.
Occasionally in the
Yeah.
UFC, you'll hear of a betting scandal and a guy like takes a fall and will lose intentionally, and then they both usually get banned for life and go to jail because of it's illegal. They're just trying to make money. So yeah, I don't know. I think there is very little place in sports for unmoral things like this and the refs we're talking about, but also it's a business and people got to remember that.
Well, that's going to be all the time we have. Thank you for listening to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook. I was Colton Bailey, and I was joined by
Benson Davis.
Zion Palmieri.
And we will see you next time.